Hello and welcome to Might Be Awesome. My name is Sam Basher, and you know what? I want a Pokemon. I want to be a Pokemon trainer, and I want to have a Pokemon who's my best friend, and who I can give tiny little snacks to, little Scooby snacks, and maybe I can put a little tiny hat on him. Heck, it would be amazing. He'd even be the best man at my wedding. Unfortunately, we live in a normal, boring world with normal, boring animals like this boy. Oh, his name's Dwight. I'm just kidding. He's the best dog in the world. He'd be the best Pokemon in the world. I love him. Well, just ate. That was gross. My dog is the most chill dog you'll ever meet and the closest God has ever gotten to perfection, but I've always wondered, what would it be like to live with a Pokemon? I wouldn't mind if my pet Pikachu could charge my phone for me, if I could ride around on top of my Charizard so I could hit the local Krispy Kreme. All I'm saying is that having a Pokemon as a roommate might be awesome. Or would it? With the release of Detective Pikachu coming up quick and the knowledge that in Rhyme City, humans and Pokemon live in harmony, let's focus on a few of the Pokemon featured in the trailers and promotional material so far and weigh all of the pros and cons of each. First up, I had to start with a classic and the star of his own upcoming film. First up, what kind of creature are we bringing into Mikasa? According to the most reputable sources, a Pikachu usually comes in around 16 inches tall and weighing about 13 pounds. So roughly no more than a regular house cat or just shy of the height of a capybara. The measurement probably doesn't help most people in the world, but I wanted a reason to put capybara into this video. Look at them taking a bath. It's like logs grew legs. Also, they're basically like Pokemon. But as far as space goes, these cuties are probably good to live with you in your 2-bedroom apartment. Not too shabby. I love the drapes. Nice carpet. Yes, we have carpet in this household. But what about their abilities? Well, you better hope that your flat comes with some sort of grounding mechanism, or possibly you are handy enough to build something that can capture that excess energy building up in your cuddly buddy, because if you're not, you're looking at quite a lot of property damage and possibly serious injury or even death. According to the most recent Pikachu stats, these critters will need to release built-up energy from their glands in their cheeks and tails throughout the day. If you don't, I've got a feeling you'll come home from a long day at work with some small scorch marks on your furniture. Possibly all of your credit cards and hard drives have been wiped from electrical discharge, and maybe a little fire, if you're lucky. As for how this Pokemon will handle itself when you're not home, it might be worth getting your Pikachu another Pikachu. Based on what we learned from the anime, Pikachu have been known to travel in packs in the wild, so maybe this could help your little guy or gal stay busy while you're bringing home the bacon. However, you might want to make sure that they don't get too excited, because the more Pikachu that you have in one spot, the more likely they are to attract lightning strikes. That being said, most insurances cover fires by lightning strikes, and if you install something similar to a lightning protection system in your house where the lightning can travel to the ground safely, you should be good. Maybe purchase some more rubber furniture, or use surge protectors all over your apartment, or maybe have all of the wires in safe spots where Pikachus can't chew on them, and maybe don't have your friend over who has a pacemaker. You don't want blood on your hands. Uh-oh, storms are coming, put on your rubbers. Also, it's been known that Pikachu can unleash a move called the 10 million volt Thunderbolt, which is 100% going to kill you. Not even joking. There's no dumb anime jokes you surviving with this with your hair sticking up. It only takes about 120 volts to kill someone, so don't go messing around poking on these little dudes, all right? Don't poke its cheeks, it will kill you. But on the plus side, if there are any, they've been known to cook their food with their electrical outbursts, so if the power were to go out in your apartment, you'd have your own little personal generator and stove. Honestly, I thought this would have been a safer bet. But moving on, let's take a look at one of the original and most famous Pokemon to date. Charizard is at the top of our list as a possible companion. Who wouldn't want a dragon as a pet? You could fly at top speeds wherever you want, whenever you want. You'd never need to carry a lighter or matches ever again. And that dude at work will stop taking your parking spot because A, you don't need a car anymore, and B, no one's gonna be messing with the dude who rode in on a flaming dragon. That being said, you're probably not going to be able to live in that 2-bedroom that you snagged downtown. You might be able to swing a top floor apartment where your big guy or gal can sleep on the roof to try and avoid possible fires, but Charizards are known to spit fire that can melt boulders. Ridiculous. Being clear, Nintendo is suggesting that this creature can expel flames that can reach temperatures around 1200 degrees Celsius or roughly 2200 degrees Fahrenheit, aka American. But where could you live? Maybe you could look to live in the warehouse district of your city. Plenty of open lots and large pieces of property that your buddy could explore. Possibly look for a steel structure, since the melting point of steel is slightly higher than most boulders, coming in around 1500 degrees Celsius or 2800 degrees cowboy. As for insuring your place, most fire insurance plans can cover your home, property, and some of your belongings, but I don't know if it will still be valid if you're inviting a creature to live in your house who can melt mountains. You could possibly install a fire suppression system in case things got a wee bit out of hand, but that would cost anywhere between $8,000 to $10,000 roughly for your standard 1,640 square foot warehouse. Good for you though, all that space for activities. No more money though. Maybe you can keep Charizard as an outdoor pet. Sprinklers won't kill it since their tails burn hot enough that they can stay lit underwater. That extremely inconvenient weakness is lost throughout the evolutions apparently. But don't worry about it ever attacking you, since recent Pokedex entries have explained that it never turns its fiery breath on any opponent weaker than itself. So all you gotta do is act like a scared little animal and you should be good to go. Won't be hard for me. But to be clear, it does seek out challengers, so you might come back to a wrecked home after a wild Pokemon battle in your backyard. Also, feeding this thing is going to break the bank if you had any left after moving into a warehouse and installing sprinklers. Thanks to the handy work done by Pokemath, we know that a fully grown Charizard would roughly eat enough food to feed 6 grown men in just one day. This thing only weighs at most 250 pounds and comes in around 5'7", so all that food is literally going up in flames. Might be cool to fly on a dragon, but you might need to start picking up some more work to cover the cost, or you could just become a thief and harass people into giving you money and food. Your choice. But what about... We all saw those Snorlax body pillows as a depressed teen and thought, whoa, a Pokemon that naps more than me? That's impossible. I need one. All right, that's just me then. Well, fine, this one is for me. All right, so buckle up. How great would it be to have a Snorlax as a companion? All signs point to not great at all. Sure, you could have a 6'11", 1,000-pound buddy to snuggle with, but you'd also have a 6'11", 1,000-pound monster living in your house. How'd you get it inside? Maybe you could live in the bottom floor of an apartment building so you don't have to bother trying to get it upstairs or in an elevator or, God forbid, stuck in a hallway. When they would fall asleep in a game, they would halt travel between towns. That's insane. Anyway, if you happen to bring it inside, or more realistically, move out to the woods, which are closer to its natural environment, it might be a pretty chill living situation. You two could sleep all day on its big comfy belly, unless it needs to eat, which it does once a day. No problem either. Just make sure that you have roughly 900 pounds of food ready for it. 900 pounds. 900 pounds. We're talking about it eating the weight of an entire bison, roughly 800 pounds, in the span of 24 hours and still ask for more. That's bones and hooves and all. Good news though, they ain't picky. They consider just about anything food. Anything. Just stay out of its way and it'll be fine, as long as it doesn't fall asleep in front of your front door. Better hope you have a Pokeflute. Definitely thought this would have been a better idea. But honestly, let's talk about... Let's take a second to look at this little weirdo. This dude is so human, he has a title in his name. Mr. Mime can be male or female and has been known to hold occupations such as cook or famously street performer. So this Pokemon might be the most useful and efficient creature to have on your lease agreement. Might even be fun to have someone in the house that likes to entertain you with invisible barriers and pantomime gags. Those are still in. There's a chance that they decide to be a bit of a prankster. Your Mr. Mime could start putting up barriers to mess with you around the house, but depending on which Mr. Mime we're talking about, the barriers might not even exist unless you, the audience member, believes in them. So confusing. However, most Monsieur Mimes have been known to slap audience members across the face if they're being interrupted or ignored during their act. It's a rough roommate they have. Honestly, those Pokemon sounds pretty dope in comparison, but before we go, we gotta talk about my personal favorite. The little mean green machine himself, Bulbasaur, comes in around 2 feet tall and around 15 pounds and honestly sounds like the perfect little buddy. What do they need to eat? Nothing. The seed in their little bud provides them with enough nutrition to sustain them, but you could give them Scooby snacks every once in a while if you wanted to. Will they be aggressive towards you? No! They're extremely loyal and they've been known to be nurturing towards other Pokemon. Isn't that the best? Freaking best! So to be the best owner, you'd probably need to move towards the woods or possibly a park, or maybe just get a big backyard for them so they can roam around. What's that? You need something off your shelf? No problem. Let me use my vines to grab it for you, says the Bulbasaur. Need to go out of town for a week? Don't worry, guy. I got my own pack. We're good to go. I know they're kind of like frogs, but this could be like the coolest dog you could ever have.
I'm just kidding. That's a lie. You're the best pup in the world. I'm just kidding. Don't hate me. They say that dog owners and their dogs start to look like each other after a while.
What are the downsides? Well, usually they can fight their evolutions, but if they do evolve, they'll become a little bit taller and a little bit heavier as Ivysaur, which ain't no problem. Just a little bit more to love, that's all that is. But on its back, even blooms which gives off a sweet smell. Yankee Candles won't be getting any more money out of me, I'll tell you what, after this. I love your candles though. If you wanted to send in any, I take the sage and citrus. You can put that in there if they want to sponsor us. But if it does evolve to a Venusaur, you might need to expand that backyard just a bit. These puppies get up to about 6.5 feet tall and weigh roughly 220 pounds. Oof, that's a big boy or girl. Bit of a jump, but honestly, they still seem like great buddies to have around. You know that flower on their back? They give off an even sweeter smell that calms everyone who smells it. And if you got a female Venusaur, you could possibly get more Bulbasaurs popping out of that flower. Now that'd be amazing. This Pokemon is like the essential oils party of Pokemon. Invite all your friends over and kick back with some sweet smells, my dudes. All that said, what's the verdict? Well, honestly, I think it's a tie between Mr. Mime and Bulbasaur, weirdly enough. In terms of living situation, you wouldn't really have to move unless you wanted to give the Bulbasaur more grass to play in. Mr. Mime could even bring in its own income from work. Also, you wouldn't have to get any crazy insurance policies or rigs to protect your home and your belongings from your crazy little buddy. As much as I love Charizard and Pikachu, they wouldn't be the best roomies. But what do you think? Out of all the Pokemon that you love and the ones we're seeing on the big screen in Detective Pikachu, which would you want to live with? What would be some of the unforeseen side effects of them living in close quarters with humans? Let us know down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification icon and get more content from Might Be Awesome. We do weekly reviews for new movies, Game of Thrones, other hit TV shows, and over on Patreon you get that content early as well as bonus content like Q&As and special guest appearances. It's so cool. Don't miss out. You can click right up there, and there's something here. Until next time, I'm Sam, and we'll see you next time.